things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know.
If you take environmentalism to an extreme, you start to view humanity as a plague on the surface of the earth, like a mold or something.
Right. Have you seen him? Man's crazy, loco.
Something's wrong with you. Really.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me.
Delusional? Of course I'm delusional! Do you know how hard it is to stay positive all the time when all you folks do is complain, complain, complain? Jiminy, mother, loving toaster strudel!
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Animation Club School is back online. I'm very happy to see people that are watching us. Welcome for another workshop full of insights, learning, and most of all, fun. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully you're comfortable. You had a good rest over the holidays. Hopefully you got very nice presents and you're ready to learn something new today. For those who are here for the first time, welcome. Let me give you a little tour of the school and how everything goes. My name is Kata. This is Animation Club School, an online school focused on preparing specialists for the animation industry. We have courses on traditional animation, cleanup, visual development, cutout animation, and even the creation of a whole short film. So you can check our link below to check out the upcoming February 2025 courses and sign up today. We also see a lot of value in sharing our knowledge, not only through courses, but also like this for free for anyone who is willing to seek some extra learning and extra knowledge. So it doesn't matter if you're a course student who's looking for some extra material to build up on your challenges and exercises, or if you're an animation enthusiast looking for some knowledge to guide you further in your personal studies. You can sit down, pour yourself something nice and warm, and spend some time with us. And today we're gathered here for a continuation of an existing workshop we've done already last year, the creation of the dynamic shot, which is actually a part of our school curriculum in course 2. I always want to say year, but it's a course. Join our workshop with Edward Kurchevsky, a top-notch animator behind Scavengers Reign, Primal, and Tales of Alethrion. In the first part, when we met last time, Edward introduced the process of creating dynamic shots with crucial elements that will bring energy and life to the animation you're building. Now it's time to showcase your work, and everything's going to be focused on you. In this session, Edward will provide personalized feedback on your exercises and on your submissions, and will help you refine your dynamic scenes. So I'd say it's a very rare opportunity to learn directly from an industry expert, so I wouldn't advise missing that out. So, and everyone who's watching, whether live or in a recording, is of course invited to join us and learn something new. So, chat, viewers, and people in the comments, please give the biggest and warmest welcome to our mentor and, as I like to say, hero of the hour. Edward, would you like to introduce yourself in a couple of sentences and just talk about what we're going to do today?
Yes, thank you, Kata. Hello, everyone, again. My name is Edward, and I'm an animator for already, how long, like couple years. So yeah, I've been in industry for a while, and yeah, I've been teaching for already 7 years. And today we want to, like Kata said, give feedback on your works. It's very for us and for school and for me. It's very important to share the knowledge for the people, and yeah, and just explain how our courses works. So if you might want to continue like getting some knowledge and feedback from me. So today, yeah, thank you for everyone who sent us your works. I believe we have five works, and they are amazing. So thank you for putting your time in this workshop, and yeah, it's a pleasure for me to give feedback on your work. So we can begin.
Yeah, just a couple of things before we
Yeah.
actually start. First of all, I also want to say thank you for everyone who submitted their works in this kind of time of having holidays and being busy with all of the gift giving and, just being with your family and your close ones, spending time on learning and doing something new and challenging was probably extra hard. So, especially, I wanted to give more kudos to people who decided to submit the works. I'm very grateful. And also, I bet everyone would also love to take a look at Edward's demo reel. So, chat, I definitely know that you're going to be absolutely awestruck. If you can, Vitaly, can you turn on the demo reel, please?
Driving down a main street in my daddy's Chevrolet, picking you up a DQ at 6 o'clock Friday. First date, sweaty palms, feeling kinda nervous. All I see in the rearview mirror's my lip twitching tonight. George Strait song, turn up a dial. Sound so perfect with your baby blue eyes. Got a flask full of JD hidden underneath the seat. Let's pull out a blanket, let's go lay down by the creek so I can get lost in the twinkle of your lovely, lovely, lovey-dovey eyes. It's a nice cool night, we're out here with you. Walking with the fireflies, girl, I can't undo. Me falling in love with everything you do. Let's try slowing it down and make it last all night through. George Strait song, turn up the dial. Lovey, lovey, lovey-dovey eyes. Lovey-dovey eyes, lovey-dovey.
Well, I have to say that this day reel is absolutely amazing, and it's always a treat to look at it. And before we actually jump into the workshop itself, I have one more thing I wanted to share with you. Just a couple of reminders on how to use the chat. You've probably noticed by a couple of messages we have already going on that you can leave compliments, emojis, but also you can leave questions that you want us to talk about. They do have several rules. First of all, they have to be mindful, polite, some might say demure. They have to be about animation in general, about the school, about Edward's background, anything you would like to ask, just more or less about animation. And of course, they have to be with a word question in all caps before you actually type out the message. So I'd be able to see it on the screen. It's more for me just because I have a lot going on. So, and I think that's it. I'm ready to give the mic to you, Edward, and we can start the feedback session.
All right, let's begin then. I hope you guys here in the chat so you can comment my feedback, and yeah, so we can have some kind of dialogue a little bit. So let's begin. So here we have Fika Hunter, I guess. I'm not sure the name of this character. So this is very cool shot very dynamic and super advanced. So, but here we have some kind of things that bothers me as well. So let's begin. So this one, for example, for I think you did it like straight ahead, basically like every frame. I mean, it feels like you did like every drawing. Maybe you made the first pass, like straight ahead, just found the movement, found the like how it's gonna move, and then you just put it in the model, right? So and here I see some kind of like for example the legs of this character or some clothes of this character doesn't work in perspective or doesn't work with the background, for example. Here this leg, I don't feel that this leg is actually pressing the surface, because the surface has this direction, right? And this leg, I don't feel that it is actually on the surface. Same as this one, because for example, this one you already start to move forward. So basically, it's barely touching the surface, or it's already in the air. So it means that the full weight of this character is on this leg, and it means that this leg should be, for example, the sole of this of the feet should be like this. It means that your leg, your feet should be something like that. It should be parallel to the ground, right? The surface. But it's not. It's kind of on the side. Then, for example, here this like arms, hands, a little bit too equal, the same. For example, if you have some kind of this dynamic pose and everything is different direction, you can, for example, make one arm, one hand a little bit different, like different angle as well. Like for example, we have like a thumb, we have fingers like this kind of. For example, this from this side, and this one already okay in this angle. Next here, for example, look, you have to of course think about volumes of the clothes, even if you don't see it. For example, this part of the pen of the pants is here, and it has this size, right? But what happened to this one? Why it's like 2 times bigger? And actually, if this is the knee and this is the heel, it's actually should be in very big perspective distortion. I mean, the angle of these pants should be much bigger, right? So it means that these pants would be actually even smaller and more in perspective than this one, because this is more 3/4 or like side view, but this is front, right? So it's going to be very slim like this, for example, because we will have it in perspective, right? So and immediately I see this kind of inaccuracies in the volumes and directions. So to make this type of to avoid this type of mistakes, you have to be very how to say, you have to work step by step. For example, first you go and do rough animation. You don't care about design, you care only about proportions maybe, and but first of all it's about spacing, timing, movement, etc. Then you go and start to precise the keys, right? So you have, for example, this is what I'm saying to you. It's basically what I will say to everyone, because if you're gonna go straight ahead with a model, you're gonna lose the volume like you did here, and it's gonna be a mess. I see that you have super good drawing skills, and it's amazing. And basically, thanks to that, you did a quite solid work, right? But it's not perfect. And if you're gonna do this way, what I'm gonna explain to you right now, it's gonna be way better, and you're gonna have just different level of your works. So basically, when you have rough animation, you have a bunch of drawings, right, like this, and you already decided, okay, this is gonna be my speed, my movement, my spacing, rhythm, etc. So then you go back and pick only the most important drawings, like the keys, for example, the most how to say, extreme poses of the movement, and you pick them and you precise only them. You draw only them, and you can actually jump. You make one first, and then you do the last one, for example, first. Like basically you understand how character will change with time, right, from the beginning to the end, for example. Then you go and draw like, and check. You have to jump between these drawings. So you do first one and then second one, then first one and third one, or you jump over, and you check all the time how these four keys works with each other. Is it like everywhere is the model is consistent, volume is consistent, like proportions of the head, of the body. If everything goes well, you did it well, you go and pick more drawings like here, 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 and then you do the same thing, and you precise them, you put them in tie down more confidently, because you have already keys, like four keys that you already precise, and you're sure about them. And with this approach, you will have perfect, basically tie down tracked and volume tracked, etc. Because when you do every time only the full character here, the full character here, the full character here, it's very easy to get lost. Because for example, when you go like here, you do first, okay, of course you do the full model, the full character here. But when, for example, you go to the last and you jump from the first to the last one, for example, you check only the head. So you basically jump like over, like here and back and forth, and check how the head works. For example, I pick, for example, here I put a mark on this character, and then I go here and put the mark here, and I can jump only between these two. And for example, when I need to precise this drawing, I just go and check, okay, the model, okay, this is quite different angle, so it's difficult to get the model. For example, here, this and this, okay, these two drawings, right? So okay, I flip and I see how my face, how my head works. Is it like I keeping the model, the volume, or I losing it? For example, I flip and if I draw it, I draw the head here, I flip and draw here and check. Okay, I did the head, I like it. Then I see another thing. For example, the body or legs, and I flip and check the body, check the legs, check the arms, and check how they work together. And if it's okay, I move on to different key and do the same. I never draw the full body like in a printer. I just go and do on the face and jump and draw face. Then I do body, okay, and I go and work on the body. Then legs. If you're gonna do every drawing from the beginning to the end, it's gonna take you much more time, and it's not probably always the best. I mean, especially in the beginning, you can do that when you have only 4 drawings. You can do that, then you flip and correct. But when you're gonna have more drawings, I suggest you to go only with a specific, like big volumes first. Okay, so let's go back. Next, for example, here sometimes your pose is not perfect. For example, in terms of silhouette, here, this should be like a hunter, right? Should be a super cool character, right? So these poses are all right, but sometimes, for example, look, we have an arm, but boom, we don't have an arm. So it's very how to say, sudden disappearance of the arm. And for example, here you could have this for one drawing here. For example, imagine that it's like there is an elbow behind and it goes there, or maybe not here but maybe there. For one drawing there is also like a part of the arm, of the hand, and then it goes maybe here behind, for example. Then here we have kind of we have it basically in one silhouette, and also these arms are parallel, I mean they are symmetrical. So maybe it would be better if, for example, one hand looks forward toward the camera, and one goes here, for example. One maybe goes, maybe elbow goes out, for example. Something more, I would say, active and dynamic than just be almost like symmetrical pose of the arms. So always think about how you can make every pose a little bit more interesting and less symmetrical, unless it's necessary. It's like it was your purpose. Okay. Yeah, same here. Maybe these legs could be a little bit, for example, one leg, 1 feet is higher, 1 feet is lower. It would be the same pose, but a little bit more asymmetrical. Also, in this pose, it feels that this character lays on this surface. You just get tired and just lay down on this surface, right? So it's basically how it looks like. To avoid that, maybe you don't need this surface, or make it smaller, or make it maybe put it somewhere else to avoid being making it too like making these overlaps and make this impression that he is laying on this surface. Also, for example, here, uh, like these legs, for example, you have only one. Maybe probably would be better if you would have maybe two, like one here as well, to have nice silhouette, because here and here and here you have only one leg. It would be better if you would have two, because it would be more better in silhouette. Otherwise, it feels he is like one leg character. Next thing in this part, it's just the work with perspective. Look, your character here is quite big, and these two drawings, your head is actually changing. Your head getting bigger here. So this is first, like you change the volume every time quite freely. You have to actually how to say, make a decision like why he's getting bigger, and some part only getting bigger, not the whole body. And if you would just explain like, oh, this is perspective distortion because he's moving in the space, okay, you have to be precise about that. In the course, in our course, we always explain. I also explained it last time in the lesson. Like we like you have to do this measurement grid, right? And basically you have to keep keep the progression, right? You cannot just make it smaller or bigger right away. Here it feels that the character is getting closer, yes, so it's getting bigger, but it's just a one step, and perspective is quite flat because we see it from above, kind of, and basically if you could come from there, maybe it would be more noticeable, of course, but here it's just one step. And if, for example, line of horizon would be here, and it would be this angle would go there, of course it would be much bigger distortion, so it would be more visible. But since line of horizon is somewhere there, super far below, above, so we don't see it, so basically it's kind of from above, and this perspective distortion is not big. It's not as the same as this, because there it's more because perspective is more, how to say, shorten it. It's hide it because of the line of horizon. But when it's like flat, it's just everything is visible. All right, let's move on. Basically here, when your character just was here and it looks like he jumps forward, it means toward the camera, but he becomes smaller here. It's a little bit confusing. I understand that you're trying to make a character like further, but he's not jumping up, like he's not jumping only to get higher. He jumps towards the camera here. So it means that he will be also bigger. And suddenly, look, suddenly this plank and this plank also looks quite close. So this is not understandable about the space, like how far it is, and it jumps here and become small here compared to this plank to the surface. He was quite big, and then boom, he gets smaller, and it's a little bit confusing. Um, so yeah, and here again, look how big his butt and his back was, and again he is coming closer toward the camera, and now he becomes smaller. So it means that you kind of play like in anime, like in Sakuga, like with the coming closer and further from the camera, from the character. But again, this the background also should move then, because if camera approach the character, it means that it is also approach the plank behind him, the surface, so it also should get bigger or should smaller, and you just only make a difference with the character. The background doesn't move. Pay attention when you're gonna watch like anime with some kind of similar shot. Background always moves as well, or there is no background, just like kind of strips of like, light, etc. So it depends. You have to make it correct, because here it looks a little bit off. Okay, this is cool. And then here, for me, these two shots are super close. For example, if you will, for example, work more with the space, for example, in the first shot, this character was a little bit further, or for example, it jumps really far, and then come closer and catch it, and then in this shot, it also would change a little bit perspective, a little bit maybe size, or I mean position of the camera, but it looks a little bit similar. So I get confused. For example, here he jumps, he was close, boom, he again a little bit more like further from the camera, and then he close again, but it's not enough to make this kind of difference. Kind of how to say, not understandable, but how to say, like with meaning. It's not enough. I think you should make it more. For example, if you want to make it more like powerful, because if you play with these depths, so play it more obvious. So for example, make this character, for example, really like small, like this maybe. And then when he approaches the camera, it would be much more noticeable and much more like with bigger impact. For example, it would be super cool if he would just be super far, and then he make a back flip, and then yeah, for example, here he just flies towards the camera, and then in one drawing he come closer, and then phew, this one, for example. But yeah, because this in this shot is always in mid range. We always like in the same position, the same I would say depth from the character. Or for example, this one can be much closer. For example, like this. So we basically here we were super far like this, and then when he jumps closer to the camera, he become closer to the camera, real closer, not just like here, because like I said, we always in mid range, and it's a little bit not enough, not punchy enough as you can do, because I see that you quite skillful with drawing skills and with movements, so it's super cool. Everything what I said is just how to make it even cooler. So good job. I will send it to you. I will send it to the same folder. I hope Kata will somehow deliver it to you guys.
And we'll figure it out. We have the submission box, so I'll probably create like a separate folder with all of the works that have
Yeah.
been feedbacked on.
Yep. All right. Okay, I will keep it for now, and then let's go to Katech musician. Okay. So here, also very nice, very dynamic as well. So for example, first of all, First of all, I would recommend you to flip horizontally your work to see if your silhouette, if your pose is good enough, is strong enough. For example, here, since the character is moving in this direction, I think this feet with rollers could be from different side. For example, from here. To keep the same direction, because she moves there, so her legs actually like if her legs is behind, it's there, it's from the right side. But I really like how you put her arm behind in perspective. I think it's a her. I think it's she. Okay, then look, your rollers looks here in this direction. So basically, you cannot change. I mean, you can make it a little bit different, but still, the direction of your character should be the same as you did in the previous drawing. You cannot move it here because the body, legs, and rollers direction is not going there. You cannot just like put her whenever you want without explaining how she get there. For example, if she is here, it means that she needs to show, okay, her legs came from there, and I don't know, for example, like this. So they came from this side, right? But it's not the case. Otherwise, you cannot just make it like a diagonal movement with this direction. It's in the same way like a car. If car wheels looking into this direction, it cannot go this way, right? Like sideways.
Only if it's drifting.
Exactly.
But then it has to have like cool special effects on it.
Cool tuning.
Mm-hmm.
Then okay, so the perspective I think is correct. Yeah. Yeah, the same here. It literally looks like your character is drifting. But to make this happen, even without special effects, you need to show how the character will become. I mean, start to make it drift, right? Start to drifting. So without the context, like okay, she was running and then she just start to like sliding and drifting, like turning, and etc. etc. But here no, she's just looking forward and just like starting going back, like side, yeah. So it's a little bit confusing. Same here, for example, to make a jump, you don't need to make this like symmetrical pose. For example, her one arm can be here, maybe, for example. Another arm can be here. Otherwise, if you have just like 90 degrees angle, it feels like it's like robotic. So or it's like a puppet, like in a puppeteer is moving. So it has some strings and it's just going like this, like very not unnatural. Because usually when we moves, it's a little bit it's very rarely symmetrical. For example, when we move, when we run, etc. Even here, I think okay, here it can be symmetrical, but also can be, for example, one roller is a little bit behind, or maybe, for example, one knee is a little bit lower, maybe to make it just a little bit more interesting, because she's like changing her position. It's also, she's, for example, making like a squash to jump, so it can be a little bit on the side, one shoulder is a little bit lower, so it's also turn a little bit pelvis, and it's gonna make some kind of organized chaos, but in a good way. Then here, if you want to tell viewer that she's jumping to grab something, your character should look at this thing, because she is looking forward. before she grabs this drone, I would never notice it. And also, drone can move on different timing because I see that you literally make animation together. Your character and drone moves in the same timing. It can move in the same timing, but it's not the case. They can move differently. For example, I don't know, like for example, when she's doing anticipation here, drone can just like still flying. And also, you putting it like too close to the border. I mean, it's fine, but it's very difficult to catch it because everyone is looking at the girl, and to make drone visible, you have to, track somehow attention. For example, like come here at least, like make some arc, and then she grabs it, right? For example, or make it fly more, maybe closer to her, so it will be more noticeable again. So this is okay. This is cool. Here I have nothing to say except maybe look here, like we have not enough drawings maybe, but since it's a rough pass. Yeah, but still, even with timing, this is a little bit too fast, but it can be fixed. For example, you can add more drawings even once if you need, like on timing 1 1, if you need to make threes, because every direction change should have 3 drawings like here. Otherwise your character just teleporting here, look at your legs movement, and then she goes here, right? So since here and here we have a huge movement of the legs, and here it's basically the same direction of the legs, you need 1 drawing, for example, where she goes already here, but legs still on overlap, to make it a little bit more natural. But yeah, I like it. It's very nice. Maybe here it would be nice if we would see her face also. But yeah, it works. Yeah, so basically only that. Good job. I will also send you your feedback. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Kata will read it.
Yeah, of course.
And also
We
let
have a
us
couple of
know.
people joining, and we have Fika. I hope you pronounced the name right. Who did the hunter animation?
Yeah.
That she's thanking you for the feedback.
I hope it makes sense.
I would love to see if you get to refine the animation. I would love to see the end result.
Yeah, actually. Also, if you're gonna
Very
change
cool.
something or publish your work in the social media, also tag us, please, our school, Animation Club School. We're gonna share it also on our social media. So, who knows? Maybe it's gonna help you, help your popularity.
Oh, it's from Professor Layton. Forgot the name of the character. Yeah, Luke, exactly. Oh, such a cute character.
Yes, I just don't understand what's happening in the end with a coin falls on his head. Okay, so it's very ununderstandable. You see how much time I need to watch it over and over to understand that it was a coin, and it's not a matter of the drawing precision. It's also about the acting. So okay, let's begin. Okay, so I really like how you work with the perspective grid, but look, sometimes it's not accurate. You see, sometimes your measurements are not accurate. It's not a big deal, but still, it would be nice if it would be accurate. Then let's talk about movement. So first of all, here, this is a little bit risky to move your leg like that and move also your body forward in the same time, but it's manageable because usually to make a step we should first move our weight to one side, to the leg that's going to stay on the ground, and only then lift another leg. But here, basically, we move forward and we make a step in the same time. It's possible. It requires a little bit more breakdowns to show how he initiates his movement. But in general, it works here. But then, this doesn't work. First of all, this leg is his front leg. And it means that this leg will push his body forward to make a jump. Because this leg goes straight here. So this leg is pushing leg. And actually, you cannot move your leg behind if it was here already. So it means that your leg will be here. So you cannot make it like, otherwise it feels like you're sliding, like your leg was here. Look, it feels like your leg was, your leg was here, and then it just like is here. So it means that it's sliding, behind, and it's not correct. If you don't want that, if you don't want making slides, and if you do, it doesn't work, because if he slides, it should be like slipping, should be something different in his movement. So also this is like, look, it's like a super symmetrical pose. Again, would be nice if you would have, for example, this one like here, or like here, and this one goes maybe behind, maybe something like that. Like it's coming closer, and this is going further. And this as well, look, I think I explained already before on the previous workshop, when we do how to say, anticipation, especially in movement, character doesn't stop, because he already accelerate his body, and it cannot just stop. For example, it came here. Okay, we have a face. This is also symmetrical, so you could also improve it, make it more, and like more behind, and this is more maybe higher, like this. For example, this is elbow. So maybe like this, like in diagonal. But next drawing is still here, and this is a problem, because where the speed that he already gained before, actually the speed should also push him forward, even if he's doing anticipation. So his face and body should go forward even more. For example, he can maybe even more, like closer to the ground, to make more like bigger squash. There is another problem. There is a box that hides it. So you have to decide again how many steps he should do, and how far, or maybe he doesn't need to go that like low, for example, in this pose. So again, this question you have to answer for yourself to make your animation correct and beautiful. Otherwise, it's just hiding to behind the box, also like losing the speed, and making this kind of not that fluid. Then jumps. Okay, this is cool. Okay, so basically here you have quite regular spacing. After this big squash, I think, yes, this is correct. You have a big jump, like very big spacing. This is correct. But this face, head, I think should be higher to get closer to this head. Because it's already 3, this is kind of slowing down because of the gravity. His strength versus gravity, and that's why he is slowing down to jump down, to start falling. That's why the spacing is should be smaller, and it would make nicer rhythm, because here we have like slow anticipation, then fast, and then slow again. So guys, it's basically what makes our animation rhythmical, and good rhythm makes our animation beautiful. Otherwise, it's gonna be boring. If everything gonna just go smooth and slow and the same, it's gonna be boring. You have to always think about nice rhythm, nice pacing, nice, for example, even the music. If rhythm in the music will be the same, it's gonna be just boring. Same here, the falling and the squash is the same. Again, it should be slower there, here, then faster here, then slower, a little bit slower in the here in the lowest pose. So for example, this one can be already lower, like here. Yeah, something like this. And then boom, and then again, another jump. After this kind of jump, I think that his next pose will be closer, but I understand that it's going to be too big. All right. So let's keep it like that. Okay. So this one, boom. His coin should actually jump over and again be slower here. Slow. And this slow should give you time to act of this to act this character. And for example, like he would look higher to see what's actually fall on his head, and he would find out about the coin. Because look here, he already knew about the coin kinda. He realized that it was coin immediately, and with like Spider-Man reflex, just catch the coin. It's too fast. It's too like it's not enough space to the viewer to understand what's going on. Again, so if it would be if we would go like boom higher here, he would just look. Let's say it's gonna be slow motion. It's animation. We can manage time and space. So we are gods here, and it's possible, believe me. So it goes here. It's like kind of make a slow motion. He looks up. Notice it's a coin, and when it's going down, he just grab it. He grabs it, and it makes a little bit more time to understand what's going on here. And then, yeah, it's not necessary to make a step to catch the coin. It's just he will just like bend his knee and like catch with a straight arm, etc. And then because you move forward and you make the step in the same time, it's not beautiful because you make your body movement very robotic because it moves synchronized. It's always nice to have like the desynchronized movement. For example, some part moves faster, some part moves slower. That's why it's very important. You see how complex this actually dynamic shot. It's one of the most important uh, assignments in the school, in our curriculum, and that's why it takes 5 weeks with my every week corrections, right? And yeah, and that's why if you, for example, watch our demo reels from our best students, you see quite in my opinion quite impressive works, because they were working like hardly every week, like during 5 weeks. And this kind of things, for example, might seem to you super complex, and you kind of like, wow, how I would think about that, like this, right? But actually, if you start like with a first course, then second course, and you spend enough time with me with my corrections, you basically see, okay, it makes sense. And then it's not only about to make it once, it's about making to understand how to do this kind of shots and keep this knowledge forever, right? To continue and even get something new from yourself, maybe from someone else on your work. When you're gonna be in a studio, you're gonna maybe talk to other animators, and you're gonna get some knowledge from from them as well. So it's how we learn, right? We learn only with the process, with the practice. You cannot be just an animator in theory. So basically here, I also don't understand what this arm means. Why he moves it also forward? Maybe you would say that he's trying to catch with one arm and then he catched it with another arm. It doesn't work, because if it would be the case, it would be something like he's trying, but he is failing, and then and then only he really fast trying to catch it again. Maybe you could maybe make some acting like this. Maybe he's trying to catch it. It's going to be very visible that yes, I found finally catch it, right? But here it's just like ha hu. It's not, it's confusing. I don't understand. It was so fast as well. So here, and then also very symmetrical. I'm not symmetrical, synchronized. He raised his arm and he raised his body. It's just like very symmetrical. I mean, I'm sorry, synchronized. It would be nicer if he would just maybe, for example, go first to the pose and then he would just, like raise his arm a little bit later. It would be nicer. First the body and the head, and then the arm with this coin. And it would be also nice when he catch it, to see his reaction, like, ha, I'm the king, kinda something in this way, right? Keep viewer, how to say, make it understandable for the viewer, like, oh, I have a coin, yes, I'm a cool guy. So you see how complex it is. All right, I hope it was clear. I hope it was not too harsh. I'm trying to be honest and fast.
And I must say, all of the works looks just amazing. As I think Edward already told, like all of the works already look very good. It's just the ways that you can make them cooler or stand out more.
Exactly.
Don't take it too personally. I personally like when there's like a lot of stuff that can be improved, because there's like a lot of stuff you can do during the week when I was studying. So the sessions where I had much more corrections for me were much more beneficial, because I would remember much more stuff after it.
Yeah, it means if you have no comments now, no feedback, it means that you don't need the course, you don't need us, you don't need these workshops, right? It means you know everything.
Exactly.
So this is what it's all about. All right,
Already
so
too good.
yeah, so this is very complex because we have very high angle. And to do that, you always have to keep your character in three-dimensional space. And actually also you need to make, for example, vanishing point somewhere like here, and make this kind of, let me do it in different layer. Of course, it's on my eyeballs. It's not super precise. Something like this, kinda. I think you have it, but I'm not sure. But okay, let's imagine that we have this perspective grid. And you have, so basically you have to keep always your character in this perspective distortion because of the angle, right? So this character, I feel that you did this way. Okay, this is my character. So I need to put it in perspective. All right, done. Kinda. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels a little bit that way. That it was flat, and then it was just put it in perspective. Why? Why I feel this way? Because I don't feel any perspective here in his model. For example, in this angle, his head will be over the neck. Because, for example, his head is here, his body will be, for example, here, and the neck will be barely visible because the body will be, the head will be over it in perspective. Hope it's clear, right? So yeah, and let's see how it works, how it moves. Also, to make a movement, you have to really be careful about how he will start, how will kickstart his movement. Take a reference. You don't need to go, on the rooftop of your house and to record yourself. But you just can even record how you start to move. For example, from this pose, let me show you. So basically, from this pose to run, you have to go like here, right? First to make anticipation, like this, right? And then to run. But you just immediately and it just it was there, and I don't understand how he starts. And again, maybe you guys really try to, I don't know, impress me or impress, for example, if you're preparing for like a demo for the studio, impress the HR of the studio, because oh, I can put my character in model right away. All right, but you can do that, but it's not the first priority on your work. First priority is just to make your work, to animation work, to move correctly. Because if you're gonna animate it, you see, you're trying to put a model right away, but why? This is not priority. You have to make it first, like a construction animation first, to be in volume, to understand the movement, how he will move his legs, because this is kind of random. For example, this leg will be his pushing leg, not this one. This one, and next will be this leg. Look, let's say it's leg A and then leg B. A stays on the ground and B moves forward, right? But to do that, you have to make anticipation first. So basically, like with head, with his body, pelvis. This, for example, this leg is here. This leg is here, maybe even forward. You see, I'm drawing it like volumetric. I also use these semicircles to help myself, and I also think about his pose, how this pose gonna work. At least this way he'll do anticipation and then run, only after. So I prefer to see first this kind of animation and be sure, okay, this is gonna work, then to put in a model. Of course, I think I told you guys, right, to make it in model in a task. I don't remember how this task assignment look like, but I'm not sure if I said to put all drawings in model. I'm not sure. But first of all, remember, it's always important to make. It's better to make correct animation with rough or without model, but correct. Then just put everything in model. Put like beautiful drawings and without animation. Okay, so here, okay, he slides. So if he slides, his body still moves there. So it means that he has a lot of power, a lot of energy and speed to move from right to the left. So it means before that, he actually will go here. For example, his one leg will be here. So this is a knee. This is another leg. This is his head, his body, his pelvis somewhere here, for example. He'll just stop his body like in this pose, like in cool, dynamic pose. Like this, for example. And then if you have a good animation, you can add some kind of special effects like a smoke, behind him, like he's sliding, but only after, of course. Okay, so yeah, and actually from this pose, you can make a jump. And here I actually don't understand the space. I don't understand how this column actually placed in the space, because I don't understand how far, how high, or like anything. You don't give me any clue about that. And his legs are here, but every time when you make some kind of jumps or flies, you have to keep the tail, or let's say the legs, to the direction where it came from. If his body came from there, so his legs should also came from there. Or for example, when he already start to move it, so basically he climbs it, but of course gravity moves there. So actually I don't understand how he managed to jump and then go like sideway around the column, because gravity will, if this is surface, gravity will kind of place him on the ground. And also this column has this volume. Remember that you have to draw all body, the whole character, even if we don't see it, because it's important to understand the volume if it's covered. And here as well, this is a volume of the column, so your character actually should go around, so his body will be somewhere here, kinda, not that close to the column. And also this, I also don't understand how he in the same spot, just being in the same spot, he jumped. Imagine that you jumping, you're staying here, and you jumping forward. And from this, like when you jump forward, right, you basically like explode your energy and you lift your body. But in here, without moving, changing the position of your body. I don't understand how it's possible. If you already move your body, you cannot just stop it and move it in different direction and then continue moving it. No, you have to move it here. You cannot do it like in the same spot, but you're doing it here. You're changing your character in the same spot. And again, you're forgetting about the volume, because it's completely in different angle. Because this is extremely difficult angle. It's like for top already skilled animators, let's say. And also about the poses, I already mentioned that poses is the first thing what we learn among like perspective, composition in this assignment, because our character should work well in silhouette, in design, and with the good poses. For example, look, this pose can be, I mean, it's in this angle. But here he looks like he is laying, on the couch, like already sleeping, And this is all right, but his body actually again will look like his legs will go there, kind of in this direction, and his cape will be somewhere here to give a space and silhouette to his body. For example, yeah, and here he is super flat. And again, if this direction, if the camera looks from above, he's just like again laying on some couch, because he is super flat toward the direction of the camera. So I'm not sure. And here, if you want to make this kind of gesture, you have to remember about the arm perspective distortion. For example, when you do that, for example, first of all, if he is close to the camera, his hand will be much bigger, right? But and also if you want to make it cool and I mean very high quality, you have to understand how these parts of the arm are actually shortening here. Because if you do this, it's just basically like a cutout animation. You just basically cut out this like thumbs up and just put. But if you want to make it cool in volume, you should actually show how this arm works in perspective. For example, you have a character, right? It's like thumbs up, right? And here you have like lower arm, higher arm, and the shoulder, for example, right? And this, oh wow, it looks already so volumetric. I hope it's clear.
Also have to note, Loopy, I've seen you writing everything down. So hopefully I'll get to see your animation after the feedback. I'd be definitely looking forward to it.
Too.
And while we're still here, let me give a little segue while you prepare the next file. While we're here, and we have a couple of more people joining us, let me remind you again that we're not only sharing our knowledge and giving feedback in workshops like this, but also we offer high quality courses that are based on feedback. We have courses in traditional animation, cleanup, visual development, cutout animation, and even the creation of a whole short film. So you can check the latest graduation film in our channel as well. And we have another one in the works. And I've heard that it's going to be very, very cool. So if you thought about starting your animation journey consistently or are perfecting an existing craft you already have, you are in the best place possible. I think online courses offer flexibility in terms of your time and space, so you can adapt to what your needs are, and getting personalized feedback is always best to tackle your specific issues. So you can see your strengths and your weaknesses and adapt to them correctly. So you can click the link in the description below to start your animation journey now. And thankfully, as we like to say, that whether you're watching this live in a recording, you can always stop the stream, check out the courses, sign up, and come back here as a student. So,
That's right.
miracles of technology. So
Yeah.
the next course is going to start on February. That's pretty soon, but you still have enough time to ponder over everything, think about what you want to do in this upcoming spring, and likely, hopefully, we will see you in class.
Yeah, basically we will start from the beginning, and within 1 year and a half, but basically I will give you all knowledge that I know, and we also support our graduates and send them like I mean not scholarship, like internships, propositions, and also jobs if they are, especially for the best people, best students who just finished the course with the high scores. We always try to help them, because we admire. I mean, we're trying to help everyone, but these people, they just put so much efforts and get the best results. And basically, since animation market is very demanding, it's like they have more I'd say chances, right, to get a job or internship, because yeah. So basically, yeah, we already have a lot of students who finish our school and already work in the studios around the world. All right, let's go back. We have a final work, and I hope with my feedback you all guys get professional jobs, and gonna remind me gonna like after
You're going to look
remember
back and this
remember
how all
yeah
started.
remember my feedback. I hope it's useful.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's my main goal, right? To share the knowledge, not for sharing only purposes, but just to give you chance to get a job and become a professional, to become the person who not only love animation but also makes it, right? And yeah, so that's why we're here. So basically, this animation is super cool. I like it. First of all, I like the rhythm. I like that you choose our mascot from our workshops. But here I see the main flow of this animation is just your character is super flat. Maybe you tried to do that to make impression that he is trying to be sneaky and trying to be as close as possible to the wall, but it feels a little bit like not pushed enough. If it was a case, so if you wanted to make this like he's sneaky and very 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 close, so he need to be more squashed. For example, look at his um, slippers, not slippers, right? His shoes, they are super flat, but the body is not, and it doesn't look like here. For example, I mean, I think it would be more maybe this way than something more like that, more squashed perspective. And also maybe here like this. You see, with this line, like it's a straight line, it feels he's pressing his body toward the wall, and it's just completely flat. But you're doing only this only with the legs. And also not only, for example, not pressing the legs, feet to the background, you making them flat, like literally. It has it just like one, like a slice of like kind of pizza, not pizza, like a paper, basically. If it would be this way, something like in one side more volumetric, but in one side completely flat, it would make more sense, more vision, feeling that this is made by purpose because he's trying to be very flat. Okay, so here I also don't understand this. Like first of all, how he become a rabbit again from the ball. So you have to animate a little bit his like head, how he become more straight again. And here I also don't understand why he is avoiding making step forward, because he has some kind of lasers, or I don't know why. And also when you move the arms, you have to move also the full body, because if arms are shaking like this, like the full body moves, not only the arms. And actually, if it moves, it's change the volume a little bit. Like, for example, like if I put my hands on my body, when I do this, you basically see some kind of rotation, and it's very important. This is what's changed. This is the difference between cutout animation and 2D traditional, because we animate in 3D space, like 3D animators, but we draw. We basically make it with our drawing skills. Drawing skills is our muscles. 3D animators muscles is just like rigs and there's 3D space and graphic editors, etc. But drawing skills is our muscles. So we have to use them to make it looks good. Otherwise, we'll be cut out. Yeah, and for example, here you basically rotate the head without changing. This and this is completely different angle. You have to make it different, but you're just copying, pasting, and turning. So basically, it's again cut out. Also, it's a little bit too cartoony how it works, but it's possible. Like you put your belly, I mean, the belly moves kind of, and cheek moves forward. It looks a little bit like someone is sucking his into this door, kind of like someone, because yeah, look how he moves. Yeah, look how big rotation of his belly is here. Again, it's possible, but and you're trying to make anticipation, but it feels like not anticipation, but like someone is just sucking him inside. So I would make anticipation more like this, like in volume. Maybe he will look behind. Still keeping this hand right here, but this one already kind of maybe even here. Why not? Kind of with elbow behind. So you see he is going forward, but still like looking maybe there in this way to see if no one follows him. I don't know, some like checking his position, and then it's gonna take also some little bit time, and then he jumps there. And when he jumps, he can look behind, but still his body will be this way. Like one leg is here and one leg is here, and he's just like a running there. You see? In your case again, I'm not sure if it was if you wanted if it was intentional that he looks like someone is just pulling him inside. But beside that, it works pretty well. Yeah, it was too fast. Yeah. All right. I hope it's clear. Good job, guys.
Yeah, round of applause for everyone who submitted. We had a very lovely conversation of being a little bit embarrassed to show your work because of the mistakes. But I also saw some great advice from Musty Milkshake that it's always better to fail because then you'll see your mistakes and the mistakes guide you to better decisions. And I completely agree. And
Yeah.
I think that's also the value of feedback because someone is able to navigate you through those mistakes. So you don't have to do them over and over again. And you'll have someone who will basically show you like how you can avoid it or how you can work on it better.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
thank you for everyone.
If people always gonna tell you like, oh yeah, this is great, good job, because of course everyone puts a lot of efforts, right, in its own work, but it's important to tell how, not only like, oh no, this sucks, no, but okay, how you can improve it, right? It's basically what we explain here. Okay, if you're gonna do this and this and this, it's gonna be way better, and only this is my intentions to make your work even better. And if you will do this better, please again tag our school, so we're gonna see it again and be proud together about about common work.
Yeah, exactly. You can either share on your social medias like Instagram and tag us so we'll be able to see you. I especially appreciate when people post something in the stories and then tag the school because then the school is able to just repost it with your credentials. So basically, you'll get all the clout, but at the same time, you'll get some appreciation from the school and from us that you dedicate your time to our challenges like this. And of course, you can always share them in the Discord server. You can either do it in the general chat where we talk about everything, or you can go to the lower sub channels where we have our show your reel and post your art, where I would love to see your updated versions. So if you will have the time, energy, and the dedication, I would be happy to check them out either on the server or on the social medias. But overall, yeah, As all of the good things, come to an end, this workshop sadly also has to end at some point, and this point is coming very, very soon. But I hope that all of you had as much as fun as I did, that all of the feedbacks were insightful for you as well. I think it's very important to watch others people work and others people's kind of feedback sessions, because you can always reflect on your work as well and adapt it into your practice. So even if you didn't get your work to be reviewed, you didn't get submitted on time, thankfully, we're still at the point where we get to look through all of the submissions. Maybe one day when we'll be all big, we'll have to choose some, but thankfully, we don't have to make such hard decisions at this point. And I'm very grateful that I get to see all of the submissions being reviewed. But it's still, I think, very, very beneficial to look through things like these and adapt it into your own work. I'm probably going to go and fix a couple of my mistakes on the stuff I'm working on currently. It gives me, the vigor and the energy to make it better. So,
No, it's really. I
you
want.
want
I
to
want
add
to also
something?
say one. Yeah, I want to say one more thing. Like, really, really, thank you for participating in this stream and workshop and watching our workshops, because your interest and your participation actually gives us a lot of motivation also to continue this work, this job. And again, we are here because we love animation, right? So I want to share my love, share my my experience to help you also be proud and be, like get fun of your work. So again, thank you for submitting your works. It's been pleasure to me to watch it and fix it, and see you next time, I guess.
Yeah. I also wanted to thank the chat for being so sweet and supportive of each other. We have an incredible atmosphere. It's always a pleasure for me to watch how our viewers interact with each other. Thank you, Edward, for coming today and sharing your insights and reviewing the work here with us. And let me remind you that, of course, if you want to continue your studies and you like what you see here, you can always go into the description, check out our courses, and become a student in the next upcoming course on February 2025. I'm still not used that it's 2025, so I have to point it out for myself. So no need to wait. You can sign up now and become a student already. This was Kata, your lovely and only host, so hopefully your favorite, your technical specialist, Vitaly, and this was Animation Club School. So hopefully one day we will see you in class. See you next time.
Hello everyone, this is Animation School. My name is Edward Kurchevsky, and I'm professional 2D animator based in Paris.
Bobby, would you care for a piece of pie?
I studied animation over 10 years in one of the top schools in the world, and now I'm ready to share my knowledge with you. In the past 4 years of teaching, my students achieved remarkable results and working in studios like Cartoon Saloon, Skiad, studying in schools like Gobelin l'École de l'Image and CalArts.
I'm not sure what we've got here, Charlie. But if we've got what I think we've got something.
Our goal is to prepare qualified professionals in a short amount of time during our intense course. We are here to also create a bridge between you and studios and help you find your first professional position in industry. Online studying became one of the most important parts in worldwide education system, and I am pretty sure with us you will achieve great results. Good luck!
take environmentalism to an extreme, you start to view humanity as a plague on the surface of the earth, like a mold or something.
Right. Have you seen him? Man's crazy. Loco.
Something's wrong with you. Really.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me.
Delusional? Of course I'm delusional! Do you know how hard it is to stay positive all the time when all you folks do is complain, complain, complain? Jiminy, mother, loving toaster strudel!